Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome all to Monday night, ROX Box. Whether you're watching on Facebook or on the YouTube channel, welcome everybody. So nice to see you all. How have we been? How's our weekend? We had an amazing weekend. We had a weekend off and we went off to London and it was beautiful. So just collaborate, and it's so nice to see everyone saying good evening and welcome. Kirsten, welcome. Wendy, Georgie, Lucy, Janet, Belinda, Carolyn, Sarah, Angela, Dawn, Ren, and Shardy, welcome all of you. Hope you're all well, and hope you've had a good weekend. So tonight I'm coming on to talk about crystals for autumn. It's been a little bit of a change over the last few days, and it really feels like autumn has arrived. The autumn equinox was last week, so yes, absolutely shattered, and it's only Monday. No problem, Angela. So we're going to talk about some crystals, and there's going to be crystals here that are going to help us with that motivation. Because at the moment, we've just gone from summer, where we have been so productive, so busy, make hay while the sun shines, and now autumn comes. And normally when we have this sudden change, all of a sudden we feel that, oh, it really jolts us and makes us go a little bit slower and a bit sluggish. So we will be looking at the crystals and those properties, and some of these crystals will cross over. There will be some that you think you've said that that's the same for that crystal, and that's because I don't want people to go out there and get a crystal because I've said it's for that, when they might have another crystal at home that will do just the job. So yeah, and also I'd like to hear, what crystals do you use at this time of year? What crystals do you find helps you bring in that balance, making sure that, we're still keeping our head high, we're still making sure that we're going through our life and we're not coming stuck, we're not finding ourselves in a void. So it's important that we still continue. However much I agree we should hibernate, I still think we should still continue. So let's have a look at our first crystal. Everyone's favourite. No surprise here that the first one is carnelian. Beautiful orange. It can sometimes go into a deep reddy brown as well. So we've just got a nice galley here of carnelian. Hey Julie, hey Leslie. So carnelian is one of those, it's one of my go-tos through this time of the year. And Angela, who said that she's absolutely shattered and it's only Monday, try a little bit of carnelian. Brings in that strength, brings in that warmth. At the moment, the sun has gone, and we're feeling that cold, we're feeling that bite. And carnelian, if we carry carnelian around, it just keeps that bite at bay, still keeps us productive, really helps us with our creative center. So at this time of year, I know a lot of us think about slowing down. A lot of us are just like, oh God, I wish it was summer again, because in the summer, it was going to be, I did this, I did that, and everything's all great. We can still do that. And carnelian is a great stone to help us to achieve that. Great for the sacral chakra, really good for governing that area. So our digestive system, everything like that, because even our body slows down. Even our body has started to reserve things because we're going to feel that cold. So everything's going to be working around, completely different to what it was in the summer. So, and Shardy feels cold in the summer. Bless you. Bless you. Yeah, Adam's just gone off to do his test. And he was like, can I drive in a coat? How am I going to learn in a coat? And I was like, well, you're going to be wearing a coat when you're driving. So it might be a good idea to learn how to learn to drive in a coat. So yeah, he's really feeling the cold. Although he doesn't like the summer, it gets too hot. So yeah, so carnelian for me is top of the list for this time of year. Really good for warming us up, really good for keeping us going, keeping us on the right track, making sure that we are productively coping and making sure that everything is in place. We're not going off the rails, we're not slowing down as such. So yes, so this is it. And also, you know, just think of the colors at the moment. Think of what's happening out there with nature. We might find, if we've got crystals in our collection, and we look to see which crystal do you want to work with, what crystal is jumping out to sleep with, or for you to carry that day. Don't be surprised if it is the browns, the oranges, the yellows, the reds that are jumping out now, because this is what we're going to be seeing quite a lot at the moment. The leaves are going to go that lovely orange, the brown, the golden colors. So if those colors are starting, if you're finding that your palette is changing, then you just accept that you are in sync with the cycle, and it's a natural thing for us to now start looking at these warmer colors. So I love carnelian for this time of year. Okay, and another one is the beautiful merlinite, dendritic agate. A beautiful stone, and this, for me, I love to work with merlinite at this part of the year, because it reminds us that the trees are starting to go bare. They're starting to lose things. And this time of year, we tend to kind of look back on the year and see what's going on, what we've achieved, what we've lost. And for some of us, we might be carrying through the guilt or the grief of losing something. And merlinite for me comes to me to let us know that, you know, the trees, they're going to lose their leaves, but they need to do that in order to still grow. So sometimes for us, when we look at the things that we've lost throughout this year, it might be that we've had to lose that for us to develop further, to help us to grow, to help us to move on. I'm not talking about people passing over. I'm on about things that we've lost, you know, relationships that we've moved away from, jobs we've moved away from, homes we've moved away from, towns. You know, we might be looking at this time last year where we had a whole different array of people around us. And now we might be reflecting 12 months on, going, where are those people gone? Why are they no longer here? And it's just, some people come, some people go. Jobs come, jobs go. So merlinite is a really nice one, just to give us that little bit of hope, that little bit of, it's okay. It's okay that we've not got what we did have 12 months ago. Okay. And even if we've not got nothing to compensate for what we have lost, if we're thinking, actually, I'm a little bit worse off now than what I was 12 months ago, that's fine. We need to release that. We don't need it. Simple as that. We just don't need to dwell on things that don't even matter anymore. If they mattered, they'd be with us. So I love merlinite. Oh, Ange, bless you. Your grandchild is beautiful. I've been seeing pictures, and lovely. Do listen. So that is it. So again, that's just something this time of year that we might want to bring in if we feel that if we feel a little lost, if we feel a little low, because we're automatically going to feel low. So we don't want to be putting anything else onto us to bring our mood down further, because it is a tough year and it is a tough time of the year. I do prefer these months so much more so than I do the other side of Christmas. I find January and February very much of a challenge. These few months we still I like autumn. I love the autumn colours. So for me, I'm still a little bit cheerful. I'm still a little bit good with everything. But I will come on board in winter with some more crystals to help us through those challenging, very challenging time of the year, because it is very dull out there. Things are just bleak at the moment. We're going through a nice colour change. So we've got things that we can still look at and love seeing that. But yeah, if we need a little bit of a comfort blanket, so yes, don't you slate January or I'll start on March. There's nothing to slate about March, sweetheart. That's where there's blossom. That's where there's lambs. That's where there's mad as March airs. Everything's getting deep down and dirty in March. Everyone's breeding. March is great. January, it's just a little bit. It's a little bit. Yeah, you know. Start of the year, and then we all think that, oh, you know, and rain, and yeah, there is that rain in March. Yeah, you know, it's can be quite wet in spring, but we need that. We need that to make this country amazingly green. So yeah, and then we've also got the lovely Murder Night, which is with that black opal as well. So really giving us a good cleanse. So yeah, Murder Night. Lovely, lovely stuff. And also, I mean, in a spiritual sense, Murder Night connects us to that mythical imagination world. So if we are wanting to try and imagine things, you know, we've got some people out there who are really good and being like, no, it's okay because I can just imagine that, you know, such and such. If you find that a struggle, if you find that you can't trick your mind, then Murder Night again can work on a spiritual level to help us to alternate our mind into helping us to progress what's going on with the temperature, with the weather, with the current affairs, anything at all. So yeah, I do like Murder Night. It's a real nice crystal to work with. No, you see, so many people fall with January as a fresh start, a new year. I hate New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, I find, is the most hideous time for me because there are so many people who just come together. It's like, yeah, it's a new start, it's a new year, and it's like, hold on, are we all just meant to just wipe everything and start, you know, let's wipe away and just go on to January the 1st as though nothing happened? No, it gets to about the 5th to 6th of January and everyone realizes that no, actually it's a different year, but it's the same crap. Yeah, New Year's Eve is not my fun. I can't be doing with New Year's Eve. I can't be doing with all this happy jubbly, oh, let's just pretend that nothing's happening for an evening, but then we wake up the next morning and everything's still the same. But yeah. Oh, Mad Eye's birthday is the 1st of January. Ah, well, that's something to look forward to. That is something to look forward to. So yeah, and absolutely. You know, there are some tough, there are some tough days. There are some, yeah, I do, and I so much preferred. I mean, I worked so many New Year's Eves, worked so many of them, and just seeing how people think that they can charge triple the ticket just because it's New Year's Eve. It's just a day. That is all. It's just that we go from 2020 to 2021. Is it really worth all that extortionate just for an evening, you know? And then you all turn around and go, oh, Happy New Year! And the next day you're off bitching and biting and slagging everyone off again. You know, it's just, no. There's a lot of falseness around it. And yeah, I don't think with January, end of December, January, I just don't think mentally we should be putting ourselves through that falseness. We should really be grounded. We really should be following our heart and really just making those real big decisions and real big changes and just thinking, how do I feel? What am I doing? You know? Yeah. So yeah, it is. I know. I mean, I have seen so many I've seen so many New Year's Eves. I've seen the fights, I've seen the breakups, I've seen the horrid things, you know. I mean, the millennium I spent on my own. My mum wanted me to go out with them. I was like, no, I don't want to. I just don't want to. So even for the turn of the millennium, I stayed in home watching TV and just pretend as though it didn't happen, because I just don't enjoy that fakeness. It's just, no. If I weren't live, I would be saying a lot more words, but yeah. So Addy, hello sweetheart. Halloween used to be the New Year's Eve. Every Halloween I'd write on paper moons the different things that I've moved forward over the last year. Helps me see where I have reached and what I want to do next. Yeah, because we are coming up to Samhain, and that is the pagans' New Year. That is the end of the year. So yeah, Halloween used to be the sign of the new start. The veil comes. We give to the veil the things that we no longer want, and we start afresh then the next day. So yeah. So yeah, so that is it. It is. So anyway, we will get to that part of the year very soon. Don't you worry. We'll have some tricks up our sleeves to deal with those times of year. You know, I mean, the Christmas period was not good for us anyway. You know, my mum would always be in tears because she could never afford to get us the things that everybody else could. And we had to keep reminding her that, hey, you know what? You've put a roof over our heads for 12 months. You've kept us in clothes. You've kept us in school. Don't beat yourself up. And you know what? And for me, Christmas Day, it's not about the presents. It's about Christmas dinner. My mum, yeah, you know what? She couldn't afford that many presents, but do you know what? She put on the most amazing spread ever. So yeah, throughout Christmas, New Year, it's not my fun time. I don't enjoy it at all. But if you're like me, then we will go through those types of crystals that can help us with that. So yeah, so blue apatite. Blue apatite is another one that can help us through this time of year. Not only is it nice to bring in a splash of blue amongst all these reds and browns and greys, but this time of year we start to get a little bit cold. We want to wrap up. We might want to put on some layers, and we might not just be putting on layers as an extra clothing. We might find we're comfort eating. Yeah, we're still working on our lockdown bodies. Me and Adam today have just started our first day of diet, because the gyms open back up in 2 weeks. And that's what we were doing before lockdown. So we want to try and lose that before that. So for us, we want to work on our lockdown bodies. We don't even want to think about the autumn bodies. You know, it's so easy to sit, whack on Netflix, get the duvet, open up crisps, and just comfort eat. You know, binge watch some seasons, binge food some treats and snacks. So appetite is going to come here and make us think, make us sit there and really make us look at what are we doing to ourselves. We still need to take care of our bodies. We still need to fuel the goodness around our bodies. So appetite is a real good one. If we're people who fall down that slippery slope, and I do, you know, I was just saying about my mum's Christmas Day dinners, you know, if there is food, there is a dam, and I've got a big mouth. My mouth can consume some meals. So it's my downward slope, and it's very easy this time of year to just stay indoors, draw the curtains, get the fire stoked, and just eat your way through the rest of the year. It's not so good for us on a health benefit wise. So appetite can come to us to really help us to think, to really monitor what it is we are doing to ourselves. What are we putting in? Do we want that, or shall we go for something else? Yeah, and allowing us to gain control. It can really aid in us limiting what we eat, which is really vital for us over this time of year, because we can gorge. We can, you know, Christmas is one thing. I'll come back for Christmas. Just from now until Samhain or Yule is where we're looking at the moment. So yeah, blue appetite. It's a beautiful crystal, keeping us ticking over in the mind, keeping our throat good, and more importantly, making sure that we're just not becoming Homer Simpson on the sofas. So real lovely crystal. That's hey Pearl, how are you, sweetheart? Dan, can we hang out on New Year's Eve and be boring stay-in people? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, for the last, I think we've got Ruben this New Year. I think we had him Christmas last year. So we like to do it for him. We have the telly on, and he stays up until 12. And we see the fireworks, which go on forever. It annoys me. It annoys me so much that it gets to, what, 10 past 12, and then Old Lang Syne is going on. You're like, dudes, Old Lang Syne goes on at midnight. Midnight, we do. I just find that Old Lang Syne, and I do have to watch Old Lang Syne because it's very personal to me, and I love that song. So I do like that. And we let Ruben stay up, and then literally as soon as the fireworks have stopped and Old Lang Syne's gone, we switch the telly off, right bed. So yes. Oh, I suppose, gosh, yeah, fireworks would be cancelled this year. Yeah, there'll be no mass gatherings, would they? Maybe that is something Dan Rox could do on Halloween. Saturday is Halloween, and it's a full moon. And I've got my elemental workshop on Halloween. So yeah, we would have already done the full moon altar. Or shall we save it for New Year's Eve? Shall we save it for Halloween? Shall we do it live? Because we've got the full moon and it's Halloween on the same night. So shall we do a live communal altar for Halloween, and do something like that? Because I know I've got my elemental workshop, but I think that's only till 4. I think that's 12 to 4. I don't think I've done it stupid o'clock. But yeah. So absolutely, I'm up for doing that. Or I could come on like I normally do a couple of days beforehand to do that. But I feel like we could do that live. Absolutely. What is the difference in properties between the green and the blue? The only difference really is where you would use it. The green would go to the heart, and the blue, for me, is third eye, but it gives us food for thought. We do take the throat chakra and then put it up there, like Angela said, appetite to sort out our appetite. And exactly, my connection to appetite is food for thought. So yeah, whereas the green appetite doesn't really go up that high. It stays at the heart, and it just works on that, giving us food for thought for the heart, and really making us and help us to replenish our heart, bring in that food, that substance that we need to make our heart grow nice and green. So whatever it is that makes our heart beat, make sure we're feeding that to our heart. It's why appetite's got called appetite. It's because it's down to the appetite. So yeah, okay, if people are up for that, then we will come on live for Halloween and we'll do that. Shall we do 11:30 at night? So we're around for 12 o'clock on All Hallows. Yeah? No, we'll come on normal time. We'll come on normal time. So yes, absolutely. Would green appetite soothe the desire to comfort eat? Both can do that, Addy. Both can do that. This is why blue appetite is in the crystals for autumn, because it is that controlling what we are putting in our mouths. I didn't want to say that because that just sounded completely wrong. But yeah, so green or blue would curb what we're eating. And yeah, green appetite is hot chocolate for the heart to me. Absolutely. Beautiful stuff. So that's blue appetite. And then another beautiful stone is sunstone. So again, this is the one that can be quite repetitive with carnelian, because they do work quite similar, but sunstone for me works more about our mood and about our mindset. So yeah, think of the courage, think of the strength, think of the warmth. They both work in the sacral chakra, but sunstone just comes up and really is good for SAD. Anyone who suffers from seasonal affective disorder or gets really down in the dumps, this is such a positive stone. Really keeps our head above water, keeps our head up high, and really allows us to stay motivated, to stay strong, and just to see the positives in everything. You know, it's really hard at the moment to see positives. There's so much negative out there. As some of you may know, last night, just before I went to bed, I ranted off. But, you know, gets to a stage where enough is enough. And last night, it was enough. So, yeah. But work with sunstone is really great. Really nice. And for me, this one will keep us going throughout the whole of autumn, through winter. It would certainly be in my crystals for winter collection, because it will certainly keep us ticking over till then. So, and just remind us that with sunstone, when I work with sunstone, I do feel that I've been sun-kissed. I really feel, you know, when you've been out in the sun and then you come in and you just feel a glow on your cheeks and on your nose. When I've worked with sunstone, that's how I feel. So for some of us who are, you know, real sun worshippers and we love being in that sunshine, working with sunstone can really make you feel like you're in that environment, and just reminds us that, hey, the seasons work in cycles. They will be coming back. You know, the sun will return. You know, we've only got to wait until the winter solstice, when the Oak King dethrones the Hollow King, and with that brings the light, that the nights start getting lighter. So, you know, it's still this year that the light will return. So, you know, it just keeps us going, keeps our energy high. So I love it. Yeah, it is. This is why I always bring sunstone and then talk about carnelian sharding, because so many people are carnelians and so many people are sunstone. And there isn't that much difference. With carnelian, I'll still get that creativity, keep yourself going through, keep that creative motivation going. And with sunstone, you'd get that mood enhancement, you'd get that upliftment, that positivity. But other than that, there isn't that much difference between the two. They are such great stones. I love them both. And here, I think if I was going to do crystals for anything and everything, this one stone will always be in my collection. So the beautiful rhodonite. I absolutely love this stone. Yeah. And again, for us, it can go in quite well with the blue apatite, because we could be comfort eating, and we could be comfort eating because we might not be working so much. Our hours might reduce, so we're spending more time at home. We might find that, you know, we've got our friends, and I know Shardy's got a friend who hibernates. We don't see. I've got quite a few friends who literally just shut down. They're like, no, it's too cold, and they won't come out. They lock themselves up, and that is it. So we might feel that loneliness. We might feel that, oh, I still want to do things. I've been holding my carnelian. I've got my creative buzz on. I've got my motivation. Where are my people? The doors are all closed. What's going on? So rhodonite is a great comfort one, because it stops us then sitting, watching telly, eating, compensating, because we've got nothing to do because our friends are gone or our partners have left us. You know, it's the perfect time of the year, you know, summer romance, and oh, you think you found the Mr. Right, and then autumn comes and they're like, actually, I want some time on my own. Whatever the reason is, whether it's down to work, social life, relationship wise, this is our electric blanket. This is our comfort blanket. This is our bag of quavers, bag of skips, whatever your poison is that you are going to go to once you feel that, oh, I don't know what to do now. I'm a bit of a lost end. Rhodonite is that stone. It'll hold our hand. It'll keep us safe, keep us comforted. And it's like, yeah, okay, I can stay in home. I don't need those people. It will encourage us to do things on our own. You know, that actually, fine, you can stay in your homes. I'll still go for a walk. I'll still go to the beach. I'll still go and make the most of my time and to do the things that I want to do. So rhodonite is that beautiful stone. I did say with carnelian, how it helps us keep us that strength, that confidence, and keep us going through when we are sorry, not carnelian, Merlinite. I said with Merlinite about losing, with the trees losing their leaves, but they need that to grow. And I was saying that's more to do with the things that we've lost, not on about people who have passed over. However, if this time of year we tend to reflect on those people that are no longer with us, whether they've passed this year or previous years, rhodonite again is that hug. It allows us to still grieve if we need to grieve. It allows us to still do what we need to do, but just grounds us, puts its arms around us, and really just gives us a nice big hug. So that's the stone there. If we've lost a little bit more than just our leaves, if we've lost our identity, if we've lost our way, then rhodonite is a beautiful stone. So yeah, yes, this is the heart and the wand. They are both from my healing kit. These are my personal rhodonites. I've had this heart for about 10 years, and I've used, yeah, and this wand about the same. Yeah, I've got them about the same time. So I love. So yeah, my own little personal rhodonite, because you just can't get enough of rhodonite. So yeah. So again, that is a nice stone for us to contemplate on working with through this time of year. And then finally, there is a time when I'm going to shut up. And then finally, moss agate. That real depth of nature. This has got a white blob on this. This is white tack. It's just on there to protect the points of it. And so moss agate. And moss agate comes here because to do that reverse of what your friends are doing or what you feel like you need to do. If you feel like you need to stay in, moss agate encourages us to go out and still encourages to connect to Mother Earth, to connect with nature. See the woods, see your sacred space, your favorite spot. See that in all the cycles. We could perhaps see it in the spring when it's blossoming. We can see it in the summer when it's got its full leaves. We can see it in the autumn when those leaves are changing. But do we appreciate it when it's winter? And so moss agate is a great one to get us to still go out there, even on these cold days that are coming up. Go out there and really connect with nature. Nature is still beautiful, even if it's bare. And yeah, I love moss agate. Keeps us soft, keeps us protected. Working on the heart, but grounding that heart into Mother Earth and really sensing what she is all about. So it's a beautiful stone to use when it's this time of year and we feel that, you know, go to the beach, go to the seaside, do those things. Really encourage people to go out and really take in what autumn is all about. See the wildlife. What is the wildlife up to? At the moment, there's going to be a few busybodies out there because they're going to be piling on the pounds because they're going to get ready to slow down. So, our Bert and Ernie, do you know what? I was so glad to come back from London. I'll show you Bert and Ernie. So again, this is moss agate. So this is Bert. And that, everybody knows by now, this is the River Thames. This is the opening sequence to EastEnders. So beautiful moss agate sphere. And then we've got my favourite, and this is Ernie. So again, Ernie is moss agate, but he's a little bit more special. He's got some beautiful dendritic patternings along there, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but some lovely quartz at the top there. So yeah, that's Burton Ernie, and this, there's no way I could carry this for much longer. It's absolutely, it weighs a ton. So yeah, but that is what I like with moss agate. It's that squishy, soft, playful. We can still go out and play in nature, whatever the weather. We can still do that, and I love that with moss agate. So yeah, but appreciate the animals. You know, there's going to be some animals that are migrating, some animals that are coming into the country, especially from up north going in. There's going to be quite a few animals from the Arctic and surroundings coming down south to a little bit warmer weather, and then there's those who are going further south from us to appreciate the more warmer weather. So yeah, look at nature, look at what's going on. In the UK, we have 3 mammals that truly hibernate. So this time of year, you might see them out and about getting ready, and that's the bats, hedgehogs, and the hazel dormouse. They're the 3 true hibernators. That's when they go in the torpid state, and they go in deep for months until March, April time. Whereas the others, the squirrel and other ones, they'll still come out if it's a nice day. If it's a nice day, they'll still come out and about, and the badgers. So yeah, so that is moss agate, which fits us in neatly to the end of this evening. So they're my 6 crystals for autumn. What word you use, and what do you use for autumn? What crystals for you think, oh, that's got an autumn feel, that's something I like? So we could spend a few minutes for you to type up what crystals you feel resonates with autumn, speaks autumn to you. Isn't nature stunning? It is. I love nature. There's always such beauty in nature. Yeah, agree there, Julie. I was loving listening to the geese calling as they were on their migration overhead this morning. Yeah, that is it. There is so much still going out there. There is, you know, even though things look barren and things are starting to change, there is so much going on out there. Yeah, get yourselves out there and really feel, you know, yeah, you might have to put on a woolly hat and you might have to put on some extra layers, but there's no difference to what's going on out there to what's in the summer to what's going on out there now. Oh, Jan says petrified wood. Yes, absolutely. Petrified wood is a beautiful one. Fire agates. Absolutely, Leslie. Yeah. Let me just put them up for people to see. So I'm with you on petrified wood. I mean, a day only has to end with a Y for me to love petrified wood. Doesn't matter the season. And Leslie, fire agate. I absolutely agree there. That is beautiful. And also, why other people are commenting. I would just like to say, for anyone who's on here and has purchased a tourmaline sphere, from the bottom of my heart, I love you and thank you so much. As some of you may know, I've put up a post today with black tourmaline spheres. And this week I will be talking about black tourmaline and badger, the animal in the natural and in the spiritual sense, on UK Serenity Radio. So this week I thought it'd be nice. I always do work for animal charities. I always give to them, always. So this week I thought it would be nice if I don't know where they are. Well, they're down there. So this week I thought it'd be really nice if I knocked a little bit off the price of the tourmaline spheres. They're normally around between 12, 15, depending on their size. And then, so I'm doing them at £10 each, but £5 of that £10 we're donating to the Badgers Trust, who at the moment, because there are the calls going on at the moment, there is culling, and these guys really help to protect the sets, to protect their environment and educate. Education is the main key. Sometimes it's not about captive breeding. Sometimes it's just about educating. Because if we're captive breeding and we're releasing those animals back out in there and there's no education behind it, then they're just going to go the same way as their wild counterparts. So education is top of my list when I look for charities. If there's education involved, you can't go wrong supporting those charities. So yeah, so this week, and seven of those spheres have already been snapped up and been found guardians. So that's £35 that I'm going to be joyfully sending to the Badgers Trust. There was 16 spheres in total, so that's 9 are left with that. And then we have got some other bits and pieces in black tourmaline if people aren't interested in spheres. But just message me on Dan ROX business page and we can let you know further. But for those people who have already took one, thank you so much. I was literally bowed over today as soon as I put that post up. I think the 7 people messaged me and that moved on. So I'm so glad that people resonate with that energy and want to support our native species. So thank you so much. And I would, yep, carnelian we mentioned right at the start, so I don't know if you were late coming in on the show, but absolutely what you have put there, it's deep, warm, safe, homely. Yes, absolutely, I love that. So yeah, carnelian is definitely there as a winter, well, as an autumn warmer. So yes, and so where are we going to be for the rest of the week? Tomorrow night we are coming on board to do the live communal altars. It's the full moon this week, so I think it's the 1st or the 2nd. I should have really been more. Yeah, the harvest moon is the 1st of October. 5 minutes past 10 in the evening is the full moon on the 1st. So tomorrow night we're going to come on to do the live communal grid for the full moon. We like to do that a few days beforehand to give people time to prep to do their own altars on the actual evening. Although don't worry too much if you're not there on the 1st. I always go for 3 days. So a day before, a day, and then a day after. So around those 3 days, but we're going to come on board tomorrow night to do that. Then Wednesday is our new market night. We've had to change because I was scheduled for the radio show on Thursdays at 6, and there's no point in me doing a live market when my show is being aired on a radio show. So we're moving the market to a Wednesday now. Still the same time, but it's just on a Wednesday night. And then Thursday, we're not going to be around because I will be putting my head under a pillow whilst Adam listens to the radio show on UK Serenity Radio. That's at 6 o'clock Thursday evening on UK Serenity Radio. Listen to it either on Facebook, if you've liked their business page, you can listen to it on the Facebook, or you can download the app or listen to it via the website. And if you do miss it on Thursday, I am repeated on Sunday at 12 noon. And then Friday, I will be in touch with some people because Friday is our crystal quiz. But this week it's a communal quiz. 2 weeks ago was the last time that we did the quiz as Dan ROX. We have now given some rounds for other people to do. So I will be in touch just to make sure that people are good and people are okay still to do those rounds. We do 5 rounds and there's 5 questions for each round. I know when we left, Shardy was doing the picture round. The Winters were taking over the emoji round, and the Moody's were taking over the anagram round. So there is 2 rounds still available. So if people want to join us for the quiz and they want to take on a round and bring 5 questions to the table, then they're more than welcome to. The more rounds that people are taking on, the more we can participate in the quiz. So at the moment, if Biggles and myself do the 2 rounds, then there's only 3 rounds that we can participate in rather than the full 5. So absolutely. Oh, Bloodstone. Yes. That's what I like about Ernie. Ernie at the bottom. You can see there the agate has gone into Bloodstone. The Chalcedony has formed into Bloodstone. So yes, Bloodstone is a good one to enjoy, Shardy. I love Mahogany Obsidian for going towards Halloween. Mahogany Obsidian. It's one of the natural crystals that I just think, yeah, the mixture of hematoid and obsidian. Yeah, lovely. It is nice, but it's just not my cup of tea. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of mahogany. It just brown and black. It's just not a good look. But yes, I'm glad you love it. And I'm sure that there are other people out there who love it. And it certainly has good quantities for Halloween. And I would promote using Mahogany Obsidian so much more so than black obsidian. So yes, mahogany obsidian will be a safer option for me than black obsidian. So the mood is you're still good. Fantastic. So the anagram rounds are coming up nice. So yeah, and then at the weekend, that's where we're moving our special guests to. They used to be on a Wednesday night. Now we're moving them to a Saturday night. But there isn't going to be a special guest this Saturday because we have got the Oasis weekend going on, which was brought to visualization by Elaine Fenton, who we know does Lighthouse and Bristol, and she also co-hosts the Healing Weekend as well. So the Oasis has a weekend of workshops from 9:30 in the morning till around 5:15 in the evening. There's a break, 45-minute break for lunch in between that, but I just thought if there's a lot of people going there and spending all day at the workshops, the last thing they want to do is look at the screen again in the evening for an hour and a half, 2 hours while we've got a special guest on. So yeah, it's very much next week we'll start our special guests, but I just thought this weekend we'll just concentrate on Oasis because I will be hosting on that as well. I'm part of the Blue Shirts, the admin group. Julie Moody, still good this end and onto it. Brilliant. Shardy, it's not all about the looks. I've been carrying Margaret. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it's not all about the looks. Don't judge a book by its cover, but oh God, mahogany obsidian. No, not for me. Spiderweb obsidian. Now that would be that's a nice one for Halloween. Good old spiderweb obsidian. Yes. Rainbow obsidian, sheen obsidians, but oh dear. When iron oxide and you know what, Carolyn, that is exactly I think is what my problem is with mahogany obsidian. It's too masculine, it's too manly, and that's one of its properties is it's good for sexual desires in men. If they are losing their libido or they've got any fertility issues, mahogany obsidian can aid in that. It is such a manly stone. So yeah, there's a reason why I don't. Yeah, because it is iron oxide with obsidian is just it's just not my combo, I'm afraid. And good, Jan. I'm glad you can still do yours. Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, so yeah. Is there anything else we need to discuss? Is there anything else? Anybody, any questions, anything at all that people want to ask around autumn, about crystals, anything at all? I'm happy to discuss. Yes, workshops as well. We've still got workshops coming up, and we're still knocking out some workshops. We've got gridding workshop is coming up. That's next weekend. We've got the gridding workshop. Then we've got the elemental workshop at the end of October. That's Halloween. And then we've got We Belong to the Sea, working with the beautiful energies of seal, humpback whale, basking shark, and dolphin. So we'll be working with those crystals, and then I'll be taking you to a meditation to meet the spirit, the essence of those 4 individuals. Yes, I will send you the details of the toxic. We have got the toxic workshop coming up. Yes, sorry, we have got we have got a backlog because I didn't do no work Friday, Saturday or Sunday. Thursday was the last time we did any work, and that's when I released the Platonic workshop, the Platonics. I will just show the Platonics. So yes, so on Thursday we launched Solid as a rock, and we're going to be working in that one. And anyone who is already booked into the Elemental workshop on Halloween, this will be a nice one as a sequel, but you don't have to go on the Elemental one to go onto this one. But there are 5 Platonic sets. So this is beautiful smoky quartz. So this is the cube, and this is the element of earth. And then I want to say that this is the tetrahedron, and this is the element of air. And then we've got the 3-sided triangle, which is fire. And then we've got water. And then we have universe or spirit. So in that one that we launched on Thursday, you'll get a smaller set of the Platonic set sent to you, and we will work and connect to those realms. We'll connect with Earth, with the cube, and so on. So yeah, that was released on Thursday. Yes, and I will just clarify, because I knew perfectly well what she meant, but then I've just realised, Addy, that for other people that might be a bit wrong, because Janice put, can you send me details of the toxic ones so I can plan my murders? And yeah, she is a fictional author. She writes fictional novels, and she likes the idea of somebody dying due to being poisoned by a crystal. So I'm going to send her some toxic crystals so she can expand on that plot. Not that she is planning a murder in the real time. Yes, thank you so much for that, Addy. Right. If there's no more, nothing more to discuss, then I will quite happily leave you all to enjoy the rest of your evening on this fabulous Monday. Nice to see you all. So thank you so much for coming on board. Monday nights going forward, I have had quite a few people ask me about the chakra videos that I did when I first started going live way back on the 21st of March. I came on each evening and I did a little talk on the chakras and the crystals. For some silly reason, that was all done on my personal page. It was before we discovered StreamYard and linked it to our business page and our YouTube channel. So some people are struggling to find them. And I was thinking I would like to redo them so that they are catalogued in the right place, either on the business page or on our YouTube channel. So next Monday, I'm going to hold fire for a bit for the development, because we've got our development circle forming on the third Monday of every month. So starting next Monday, I'm going to be looking at the root chakra, the base chakra, and I'm going to start that from scratch, because I also know we've brought up we've got some new people now. So I will be doing that every Monday. So we're going to look for the next 14 Mondays, take out those Mondays where our Zoom circle lies. And obviously, I think Christmas will be involved with that. But for the next 14 Mondays, we're going to be doing a chakra on a Monday. So working on the 7 main ones: the base, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And then we'll work on the 7 higher chakras, which will be the earth star, the higher heart, the soul star, the spirit chakra, the universal chakra, the galactic chakra, ending on the divine gateway. So we will be doing one of those each Monday, so people have got, I can direct them better then, because I think they might still be on my personal page, but there might be a hell of a lot of crap that people have to trawl through to find them. So yeah, end the year just doing that, and then we'll come back together looking at other things that we're going to be doing. Okay, it's not I'm running out of things to do. I've just been asked so much what happened to them, and today I had a lady ask me about it, and I was like, right, Monday we'll start revisiting those. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. So, but yeah, thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for tuning in. Hope it has been helpful. If you've got any of those crystals, feel free to work with them throughout autumn. But if you've got other crystals that you gel with more so, then please gel with those. And these are just what I gel with throughout autumn. So yeah, but thank you all. You've all been great. And thank you again for supporting the Badgers Trust. Thank you so much for purchasing a tourmaline sphere. If anybody else is interested in the tourmaline spheres, we've still got 9 available. They are £10 each, but £5 of that £10 goes to support the Badgers Trust, because this Thursday I'll be talking about badger and black tourmaline. See you all soon. See you tomorrow night, 6:30 for the communal altar for the full moon. Let's all howl to the moon. Oh! See you all soon.